Sideline of goal. Lakewood's doing it. They're gonna take. He's gonna bring down Burning. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive. Oshek is right. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it out. They're all died on three. They're all dead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. You have made it to the pinnacle point right here for the C Division here in the Summit 2 by G2A.com. We have made it to game number 5. We've gone the full way in full circle. Game number 1, what was it? Invasion Stomp. First departure like it's nothing. Like we got the answer.
13-minute GG.
Like we got the answer. No problem. Second game, a little closer. Miracle trying to pull out some funny stuff with the Enchantress core mid lane.
Nope.
Nope, not happening. Game number 3, crazy game. They end up pulling out the Miracle with Ember Spirit in the late game. They just take it on home in a nail biter.
And then game 4.
A stomp by First Departure.
So what's in store for game 5? Predictions? Don't look at the draft. Just call it now. Coins in the air. Heads or tails? What's it going to be?
It's hard to say, man. What team is going to be more resilient to the pressure? I mean, the winning team is the team that's going to make it to LA. I don't know. Which team is more
tough.
versed? I mean, it's not like one of these teams is like, oh, they're well experienced in high pressure situations. They got the land. They've been around the block. No, both these teams, I mean, this is a big deal for both of them.
50-50, but I got to say, man, there's just something about Miracle, you know? There's just something about this guy.
I think people,
let's see if he can pull it off.
Storyline-wise, people are behind that, but we just want some good Dota, and we're hoping to get it here. Let's go ahead. Without further ado, we'll throw it into the draft of your final match of this best of 5 series. We've made it all the way, and we're going to find out finally what team fighting their way all the way through, making it to the Summit Land final. And it is.
And let me just hop in here and let everyone know we're only getting started for General Summit 2 action today.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we have Cloud9 versus Secret Best of 5. That was supposed to start in about 30 minutes. It will be delayed until this final game concludes. So you'll get to see everything. Don't worry, you won't have to choose. The teams have, whether they like to wait or not, they will wait because we're not starting the match until then. But, yeah, by the time today's done, Dakota, we'll have 2 teams having punched their tickets to the LAN final. So it's a big day.
Crazy. A lot of action. I think America is like the last region to go. They just finally found out what teams are actually playing in the playoffs.
Get complexity in here. See Moon Meander doing his thing on LAN maybe. Maybe not today. The first South American team ever to make it to any kind of major international tournament at all. Or maybe it'll be Navi US returning and looking not to finish
with their new
bottom
roster.
2 with the new roster. Ush in the house. You never know.
There's a lot of good storylines out there, a lot of good action.
And don't forget about China. Vici Gaming, Newbie, 2 teams that just never seem to show up at these big international events outside of ESO. They've pulled out of D2L, D2CL, StarLadder. They've declined to participate in other leagues, so supposedly they're going to Synergy League. But yeah, anyway. That's neither here nor there, I guess. For now, it's all about Invasion and First Departure. These 2 teams, they're good friends, but they have locked horns all along the way. And, well, as we get into this draft, it's a change from Invasion especially. First overall pick Centaur.
10 seconds.
They could have gone for the Skywrath second pick, which is kind of like your safe option, the Invoker we saw earlier. Yeah, didn't go for that. They went for a Morphling second pick with an Elder Titan still in the pool. You very rarely see Morphling picked up first phase, and First Departure just say, all right, we're just going to nuke him into oblivion. You want to go for a Morphling? We'll go for firepower.
So they got the Tidehunter, so 2 big, bad offlaners for both teams here looking to set the pace. Vengeful Spirit, which has been a tried and true go-to from both of these teams through the series. Skywrath Mage, of course, and a Zeus, which First Departure did play previously. I believe that was in game number 2, along with the Enchantress. No, or was that game 3? LD, the games are blending together at this point. I can't remember.
The Enchantress is game 2.
Was that with this Zeus, though? No, it was a
no, that was
Zeus in the mid lane, I believe. That was the game that Ember Spirit was played, and I believe they made their big comeback. I think it was
the
that
game with the
for
Ember,
sure.
game 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So game 3, they did pull it out. Was Zeus the big factor of it? yeah, didn't really have the best time in the mid lane. Still got some items together, pulled together the Veil, and had the burst that you need. And of course, you get the extra little frosting of being able to scout out wards, I guess. But that game was pretty much all Ember. But we're not getting an Ember this game.
10
we got a
seconds
Faceless
remaining.
Void as your last pick, so they do get the nice prize combo: Faceless
5
Void and
seconds
Skywrath
remaining.
Mage. A Vengeful Spirit's even on their side if a necessary defensive swap is needed, who can also contribute a
Reserve
lot from the
time.
outside. But I don't know. This is not feeling like your real late game carry kind of build up that First Departure have been going for that's been working.
They do have Void Tide and good damage followed up, so it still
10
does go pretty
seconds
late, I would say.
remaining.
But
As
very
long as it's
item and
quick.
farm dependent.
5
Like,
seconds remaining.
oh, okay.
Radiant team
Support
pick.
Silencer, though, I think.
Yeah, the ADTR immediately
Okay.
hops onto it.
I was
so-
going to say, maybe we see that Ags Refresher combo breaker Silencer, but as a support, he could still be a useful... I mean, we have seen the Silencer very effective to interrupt that Chronosphere +1. I think did we see it earlier today? I think we did.
Maybe.
I think it was in the first series we saw that.
Yeah, I think it might have been in the first game of the day, if I remember correctly, because I remember in that game, I was calling like, oh, they could go for an HNA apparition, but they got the Silencer instead, and it still worked out very nicely for them. We saw
Prepare
continuous
for
global
battle.
silences being used that kind of deterred fights, and well, we'll see if the same luck is going to happen right now for Invasion. We have made it, folks. It's game number 5. No more games after this as far as C Division goes. We move right over to Europe to find out who's going to make their way through that one. But we got a score to settle here. First Departure, the Cinderella story. A team not originally invited to the summit, got brought in after the whole 3-2-2 game-throwing fiasco and have put together a respectable record into the playoffs, went all the way through the playoffs, taking down Team Malaysia, the favorites of the whole thing, not once but twice. And now, against Invasion, after being down 0-2, have taken it to a game number 5. You can't ask for a better story from a team.
Well,
First Departure.
the Cinderella story has to end with a happy ending
30
here.
seconds
If
to
your
battle.
team First Departure, if you're a fan of that team, well, they're on the Radiant squad here. They've got solid late game, and we're going to introduce them now. We've got Miracle playing that Faceless Void. Supporting him will be a Luca on your Skywrath Mage, looking for the big combo plays. Lubby on that support Vengeful Spirit. That puts Palasan onto the solo mid Zeus, and it leaves Hana as the off-lane Tide. First Departure, maybe the fan favorites just because they played a little bit more
The
flashy,
battle
but they've got
begins.
stiff competition here in Invasion, who convincingly 2-0'd them the last time they faced, and still have a shot here in this deciding game 5.
Also confident in the lobby, mind you, saying that this one was in the bag. We'll see if indeed it's going to be an easy grab for them.
It's an easy G, 8-8, according to ADTR. So.
Ooh, I want to see it. I didn't see a whole lot of arrows last game. I want to see a big win here if they can indeed pull it on out. But the well-oiled machine, they like to call them, come short the last 2 games, but this is where it matters most. They get the early haste rune silencer, uses it to kind of scout out the up and above. But I'll go ahead with your introductions on the Team Evasion side. It's FZ playing your Centaur here in the off lane. He's not going to go at it solo, though. He's got OK here on your support Jakiro. In fact, they're going to have the whole company. ADTR on your silencer is going to be the one to kind of go with the pulls mid lane. It's your Morphling, and you're going to have to remind me again.
Kachikimba.
Kachikimba. Yeah, not an easy name. It looks like a roll of the fingers on your keyboard, more likely. Bottom lane, it's going to be Ghost as your off-lane Nature's Prophet, and he's going to have the tough hand of going against this tri-lane, including a zoning Skywrath Mage. We'll see if he tries to stay here as long as possible, or he's going to be forced to forfeit to that jungle.
Yeah, for those who are wondering, Kachik Imba was originally Mushi's prodigy back in the old RNG sports, and there was actually a period where, basically, historically, when Mushi's teams have struggled, he just decides to take a break from Dota and become the coach. It's not something he's done recently, but it's something he has done in the past, and well, Kachik Imba was under his tutelage for a while, and there was actually people wondering if Mushi would ever return to competitive as a player, or if he would just remain
Dyer's top tower
a coach
is
from
under
then on.
attack.
Of course, he did return. They went on to great success at TI3, and then he moved on. DK had good success there too. But anyway, point is that there's a pretty cool storyline here for Invasion as well.
Yeah, the student is looking to become the teacher, I guess, as their Morphling, though, eating a lot of damage from the Zeus is brought down pretty dang low.
This is
And
not a fun
not
matchup
having
for
the
Morphling.
easiest time. Yeah, he's like trying to get in there and make sure he secures CS, but he doesn't want to take too much damage along the way and risk getting taken care of from a quick lightning bolt. But Now grabbing from each rune, Lubby gets the illusion there on the bottom and tries to scurry away those Treants. That leaves the bounty at the top, which it looks like ADTR was the one to pick that up as he makes his return. Relatively quiet game at the start of this one. We didn't see early aggressive movement pretty much from either of these teams most
They're going to
games,
move in
but-
mid. They might be able to first blood Kachik. He is pretty heavily agility morphed.
Oh, Lubby. Oh, he goes the waveform. Nice direction. Takes him right up to the northwest, up to the high ground, and away from any potential danger. Grabs up that bottle, quickly
Dire's
uses it
middle
as if he
tower
just
is
made
under
it through
attack.
the Sahara Desert. And
They're going back in onto him, perhaps. Lubby's there, but he dodges away from the stun. Now body blocking Palasan, hoping for that TP in for the Prophet.
Oh,
and
that's
an
it.
invasion have outplayed first departure here. They're going to score a crucial first blood. They've led every game except for the last one, Dakota, and they're back to their old tricks here with that first blood. But that being said, really good farm on Miracle, and despite the death, still really good farm on the Zeus.
Yep. And it's Invasion who strike first in game number 5. And unfortunately, the magic missile not being able to hit the mark just allows Morphling to waveform forward into a setup that only Nature's Prophet can assist with, being able to add that global bit of presence. And more or less the same. It's going to be the double circlet. You know, Null Talisman kind of a build. We'll see where he takes it from here. But more or less, doing more of what we just saw, getting involved when needed, and being able to be around the map at a moment's notice. Zeus is going to have to bounce back from this one and being able to bring in a little bit of that early reserved bit of farm. This time not losing his bottle. Remember previously when he played this Zeus, it was his warrior that was caught out in that game. And even at that point,
See, it's coming back to you, you know?
yeah, I mean, you kind of see it, and they mesh together to the point where, like, am I watching a game I already saw before?
Top room.
Uh-oh. Jakiro potentially scouted out. They move forward. Magic Missile's going to connect. The wave follow up. Ice Path's going to be there. Okay, trying to slow them down with the liquid fire now. Tidehunter moves
That
over.
Prophet
Oh.
again goes delivering with these TPs. Don't think he should have summoned Treants there, though. They had a few more seconds. Now okay. Dropping so low. He's still going to go for this Ice Path. Won't connect. Palasan, fortunately for them, is not level 6 yet, but wow, quite a scrum
Dire's
there in the
bottom
river.
tower
Yeah,
is
they
under
give
attack.
a bit for it. Nature's Prophet leaves the bottom lane to get involved with that, and now we'll just segue to the jungle to find a little bit of farm there. But of course, that leaves your Faceless Void to kind
Dire's
of have
bottom
his way in
tower
this
is
bottom
under
lane
attack.
right now at about 1K gold. He's bringing in some pretty good farm. He's top net worth and top CS at 31-9.
Yeah, so I think ideally he would have waited a bit longer to summon those Treants. The other heroes did have Tangos. He did. The Venge did not, so potentially it's enough to get the kill. Got to be very careful if you're Kachik Imba,
Yeah.
as that Zeus is about to get his ultimate, and you do not want to be giving him that kill. He'll get the experience, he'll get the gold, and more importantly, he'll be a very, very sad waterman.
Morphling does take that DD, and we'll have the full bottle that he'll have to promptly use it up, because I would imagine as the bottle returns here to Zeus, he's going to want to try to put to use that ultimate and go for a return fire and try to get their team on the board. And they're feeling pretty confident here. Miracle still continues to farm it up in this bottom lane, uncontested in the meantime. The Tidehunter still fighting a little bit in
Dire's
this
middle
top
tower
lane,
is
but
under attack.
really he needs more than just XP as he's getting ready to approach his level 4. He's only at 1 CS. That will put him up to 2, but it's a hard day for a life.
Speaking of Miracle, no Midas, just straight Mask of Madness rush, and he is going to be able to easily solo kill Ghost as soon as he gets this. Probably not the Morphling if he's able to strength morph a decent amount before the Chrono, but that's assuming there's no silence. This is a very fast Mask of Madness timing, and you got to be quite worried if you're Invasion. Jakiro's going to die to this.
Dire's bottom
Silencer
tower
is
is
total
under
food at
attack.
550 health, and look for Miracle to try to take this game over early for his team. And it's a game where there's not many answers for the Void with Mask of Madness. Like, Global sounds nice on paper, but it doesn't help you if the Void alone can get those solo kills. 'cause
Radiant's
he
middle
just needs to
tower
auto
is
attack
under
once he drops
attack.
that Chrono.
Rune spawn, it's a bounty at the top, which is a minor tiff, but nothing coming about. Zeus in the bomb grabs a regen of all runes for a Zeus. This is a good
Ghost.
one right here.
If Miracle wants to go on this, he's done for. Time walk in, Chrono deployed, and Ghost
Bang.
should be
Boom.
going down.
Bang. Bang. I don't know. Taking
No,
a lot of muscle here.
They have the Zeus ult.
Oh, there's a bash. I needed that one.
Where's that Zeus ult?
He gets it.
Oh, top lane. Meanwhile, there's another go in here. First departure with a two-pronged assault, finding multiple kills around the map, and he is not a bashful dude. That was just awful.
All right, took a lot of work there, but he does get what he went for.
And that's with max time lock as well.
Yeah.
Sad times.
Morphling back at it. 2-1 is first departure. Retake control of this game as far as kills go. Your Arcane's now complete on your Zeus, so that resource builds up that much more. And just with 2 simple nukes already, Morphling now down to 3rd life. continuing to try to morph it back and then use the benefit of his regen to try to
This is
pull
why
forward
you
with the bottle, but man, oh man.
Kachikemba's even doing well now. He's 1-0, but you can just see how difficult it is to play against that hero,
Yeah.
the Zeus. And this is generally... Oh, they're trying to make a go in here with Lubby. Only level 2, though. They also have their Scarth Mage in position. They'll walk up the ramp, but that's not going to happen.
Certainly.
To be able to retreat. And yeah, it's just when you pick Morphling that early, there's a lot of
Centaur's
heroes
got
that can
blink.
counter.
Jump forward, hoof on both very nicely. They obliterate the Zeus, and then they walk away. That Centaur got a blink out of nowhere. 7 minutes in, it must have been. And he
Yeah,
immediately puts
free
Zeus
farm,
in the mid
free
lane.
farm safe lane Centaur. So it is a very fast blink timing. He did not complete Tranquil Boots first, which is part of why he has it so quickly, and makes good use of it. But yeah, it's almost a mandatory BKB game for Kachikemba, I would say, at some point. You're up against an insane amount of magic damage from this FD side, and not to mention the Ravage, the Time Lock, which is magic damage to boot, so even there, even against the Void, you want it. They're going to go in bottom of Miracle, though. The backtrack luck just not really with them at all. They'll blink forward. Concussive shot coming through. Miracle still gets cleaved up by that axe. And CFC will survive. Now they're going to go for their Sprout. The Zeus ult insufficient, but the nukes do what the Zeus ult couldn't. Let's secure that kill. And no rotations forthcoming from the rest of Invasion. They're just going to leave their Prophet out to dry.
Radiant's
Ghost most
middle
likely going
tower
down here.
is
He's going to
under
continue to worm his way through the trees. Not so fast. You can't run from Colossan, and you certainly can't run from Heaven. That fish will chase him down anywhere.
Yeah, good trade to take 2 after they lose their Miracle in the bottom lane. What started as a nice call from Invasion to move on through. They saw the Nature's ultimate come off prior. They knew that the engagement was going to be there and at the ready with Centaur taking advantage of that. Invis rune, there's really not a whole lot that Miracle could do about it. And without the RNG of a tremendous amount of backtrack action coming in, it's just inevitable that he's going to go down. So they get the grab there, but they lose a couple for it. So, you know, first departure, not too disappointed with that. And their Morphling won't be able to build up a little bit of farm in
Dyer's
that mid lane.
top tower is
As they
under
are now
attack.
having a support kind of take advantage of that mid lane bit of farm. So this is the opportunity now for Invasion to kind of bring back a little bit of that needed farm, and maybe, just maybe, the Centaur could get the ball rolling with more snowball in the mid game and try to prevent First Departure from putting a lot of attention on that Morphling.
Well, speaking of snowballs, Miracle is trying to find one top lane. He's trying to
No, he'll get it
go for
there.
this pick off here. It's
Dyer's
only a level
bottom
2 time walk
tower is
though,
under
so
attack.
he's
By a
probably gonna have to
tower.
time walk and then catch him on the opposite end of the chrono. But as soon as Zeus ult is up, I think he can even go for that.
3 seconds.
Could eat one
for
more
it.
tree.
He's waiting very patiently.
He's not farming during this time.
Silencer's like, what the hell's happening here? I'm just gonna hide up and play it safe. A lot of
Mid
people
lane.
just mid lane. No, they make the jump in. Hooks off once more. Skywrath Mage falls. It's Ghost that's able to clean it up with what looks like the ultimate. The wave dash in coming up from Morph isn't going to get the sweet pick-off grab there, but still, a support takedown for Invasion. Is
Radiant's
another
top
kill
tower
that
is
will
under attack.
even things up 4-4. It's very eerie to look, but your net worth just nice preemptive bounce back and forth. To see this on your game number
Radiant's
5 is good.
bottom
Both
tower
teams
is
relatively
under attack.
even in the early laning phase. Miracle is able to find a secondary kill with this new Chronosphere at the ready and the Zeus ultimate. They could easily sway back a big fight.
Yeah, it would be nice for them to find some of those pickoffs. As for Invasion,
Radiant's
they have their
bottom
Blink Dagger and
tower
Centaur. The
is
thing is
under
they can
attack.
just constantly go for picks. First Departure are more reliant on their long cooldown
Radiant's
ultimates.
bottom tower
Yeah,
has
Global
fallen.
Silence is long cooldown, but I don't really think Invasion need it for most of their kill
Dyer's top
attempts.
tower is
The only
under
time they're
attack.
going to need it is just to prevent any sort of counter initiation from First Departure, but they're mostly fighting isolated heroes for now. So you blink it with Centaur, you follow up with whatever, and
Dyer's top tower
that hero
is
just pretty
under
much
attack.
dies. FD still fairly squishy. Scarth Mage only 660 health. Palasin 830. Lubby 750. Speaking of which, big ganking party heading mid.
Can they get this Morphling? The seal's going to be there.
Nice
Concussive
swap.
swap right back into the party, and they just immediately burst them down.
Dyer's
It's
top
Zeus and
is under
Ancient
attack.
Seal that kind of makes it look so easy
Radiant's
there.
bottom
And
tower is under
really
attack.
nothing that Morphling can do to get away from it. And at the same exact time, again, Silencer gets taken down the top lane. It's Miracle's doing with that Chronosphere, and he's not done yet. He already jumps to the bottom lane, making the move on in. It's a Stampede that's going to have to be called out defensively to allow Ghost to just vanish
Radiant's bottom tower
back
is under
towards his
attack.
side.
Living up to his name. He really needs that Shadow Amulet to fully embrace his new role. But
He's going to be a mech holder, too, for his team as Nature's Prophet.
you know, we've seen very selfless play from ADTR Dakota, and I think it's been for the most part what the team needed, but This game we're going to see a Gloves of Haste. I would really like to see a Midas from him. I think if this goes late, you need a fat silencer. You need a silencer with an Aghs Refresher, and at that point, they might just have the late game edge on FD. Now, it's asking a lot for a 4 position. It's going to become a 4 position if it's not already silencer, but you never know. You just get involved in a few good team fights, get some kill gold, maybe take down some towers in a Roche, and you have your Aghs, then you can use that to secure that refresher. So keep your eye out.
Okay, has the Invincible, doesn't catch anything with the Ice Path. He says more zonage in the
And the
Magpie
waveform misses.
follow-up, and yeah, that was a bit awkward right there for your invasion, but I guess
Radiant
it shoves them
structures
back
are
so they can kind
fortified.
of move on to this tier 1 tower, but the glyph is going to be called.
Radiant's top
Tidehunter's still
tower
here
is
with
under attack.
Ravage at the ready. It's going to be scary if Invasion want to make a second swing at this tower and hope for the best. Your Stampede's still on cooldown for about another 10 seconds, and they're still just going to continue to dance it on about. Miracle's finding his own side farm. He's got the Mithril Hammer. Is he going right for a BKB at this point, or is he going to go more headstrong and get a hold of like a Maelstrom?
He definitely wants a BKB this game, but
You
we'll
got
go for it
Jakiro
now.
on the other team who could lay a lot
Dire's
into your
bottom
Chronosphere
tower
that
is
you could
under attack.
avoid. Obviously,
Also
a
that
global coming
global.
out, yeah, you know, you want to be able to get everything you want off in these fights because Chrono is very crucial.
Yeah, BKB is obviously a safe choice here. It does hurt his late game a bit if this goes like super late and he's sitting on just the 5-second BKB in those crucial team fights, but with their timing here, they're going to have their Blink Dagger on Tide potentially within the next 3-4 minutes. They have Mystic Flare, and Hanna not having Blink, I guess, puts more pressure on Miracle to initiate the fight, so BKB can work. I wonder if they're going to start to feel pressure when they see a Silencer Midas. Kachikemba's not farming that well,
when
only
they see it,
5,400.
yeah,
I mean, it's not that soon,
Gold
but
for me.
yeah,
He
it's
is.
going to be a while. He's got just a
I thought they were going to
One
give him a
glove,
lane
one
to
boot.
farm. I mean, if he's just casually going Midas, then I'm not so sure how
gonna be a
much he
long
brings to the
day.
table. Yeah, it's going to be a long game if they're counting on the casual gold gain Midas or passive gold gain Midas to secure that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, here we go. Immediate rotation here. Looks like first departure considering a defense on this top tier 1 tower as Nature's Prophet calls back the troops away from the potential farm that Zeus could just take. But
Meanwhile, double damage Miracle mid as well, ready to jump in. I don't think he can kill Kachik without that Skywrath silence, but he could kill this Jakiro for sure.
he's creeping. He's creeping. There's the Chrono. No jump in necessary. Immediate follow-up with your global silence. Macro Pirate
What a
is
Bash
dropped,
Lord!
but yeah, there's just nothing Morphling can do. Under the bubble, the bash, the bonus damage coming on through, and he just falls quickly.
That was like
more
3 or
to
4
do.
bashes in a row, and he might get punished for it. Mask of Madness going to wear off at just about the right time. Still alive. In fact, the Zeus ult turns this. They get 2. First departure, surging in, looking for more. They're going to nuke ADTR, bring him low. Aluka going deep for this one. Where's that Midas going to be?
Please, my Midas!
No Midas for you.
Gonna wait that much longer. Oh, real low Zeus here. Liquid fire trickles him down to about 50 life, but he's okay. He walks it off. He's
Radiant's
just
top
fine, but
tower is
that
under
was a pretty
attack.
clutch swap in that mid lane to pull out Miracle from what could have been disastrous for him. The jump and
Radiant's
hook coming
top
up from
tower
Centaur
has fallen.
definitely got things started, but Zeus was right there still to bring plenty of pain. And
It's a weird Centaur draft. Like, you stomp
Yeah.
and then what? No Mystic Flare, no Invoker. Generally, when we see Centaurs with something else that really bursts well or that combos. Jakiro can, but just very immobile as a hero in general.
Radiant's
so.
middle tower is under attack.
It's just a slightly odd
Radiant
Centaur draft, I would
structures
say.
are
popped at 30
fortified.
life. Yeah, you want that tower to stay a little bit
Radiant's
longer.
middle tower has
They
fallen.
do get it there. First departure, though. Not too worried. Ooh. Look at this Zeus, man. Just really being a nuisance. Now he has that blink dagger. Little guy right in your face, and there's not a lot you're going to be able to do about it. Holy Toledo here. First departure, man.
They're looking pretty good now, I gotta say. Gold still even. Experience going their way pretty heavily at 5,000, but it's just the burst damage they have, and it's so easy for them to get kills. Chronosphere into Mystic Flare. Chronosphere maybe enough to get solo kills in a lot of cases. It probably will be for sure. Oh, BKB now done, so yeah, now it's definitely enough. Everyone except for Morphling can be... Well, maybe Centaur can't be solo killed, but he can definitely be killed with the help of the Zeus ult and the Void, so... You can just go around the map getting kills like that, whereas you look at Invasion, you can't really use the Centaur Stomp combo to get an easy Tide kill. Look, he can counter-initiate that. Zeus has a blink, so you try to blink on him. If he's quick, he can blink out. Venge has 1,000 health,
Radiant's
so
bottom tower
not really a
is under
solo
attack.
kill. And then your +1 is what, like a Morphling? Luca, the easiest hero to kill in the Scarlet Mage, but then
Radiant's
it's a 5
bottom
position,
tower
so
has
how much
fallen.
does it matter? So
Dire's top tower is
I
under
think
attack.
both lineups go quite late on paper. Both lineups have a lot of potential, but First Departure, where they really have damage, is much easier to
Dire's
execute.
structures are
Yeah.
fortified.
And that can often be the deciding factor. We're not robots, despite how Invasion looks.
Dire's
They
top
looked
tower
like
has fallen.
robotically good in game 1, but that certainly has not proven to be the case. Having those easier to position and cast ultimates can make the difference.
Game 3 was pretty heartbreaking for them. A game that they could have easily had. Maybe they itemized a bit different. Could have been the end.
This
and
could be
would have
it.
been on
Speaking
way,
of the
but-
end, this could be a total
Oh.
disaster. Roche not low enough yet. They're going to Zeus ult to start. Then the Ravage flies out. It only manages to connect on the already stampeded Centaur. Very ineffective Ravage. I still don't know if Evasion can fight, though. They're going to bolt up to the high ground. Meanwhile, look for Miracle. He's going to walk into the pit, try to snag this Aegis. He BKBs. Invasion maybe go for the clutch steal here on FCFC, but
Roshan
Tego's
has
pulling down.
fallen to
He'll
the
time
lead.
walk up the hill. He'll go onto FCFC, and he's going to club him down. So a nice kill there. And even with the completely fail Ravage, it just doesn't matter.
No, it's not like Invasion are going to be able to stand and put up a strong
Radiant's bottom
defense.
tower
Maybe a
is under
sneaky
attack.
Aegis grab would have been the best thing they could hope for. But if they lose another huge team wipe there, you might as well just call it an early game. There's just
gonna
a
go
lot
in mid
going
lane.
on right now, and yep, there's your jump forward.
Radiant's
Goes on
bottom
okay.
tower
Jakiro
is
in big
under
trouble.
attack.
Turn around, Macropyre, dual breath, and a little bit of damage here on Zeus, but
Oh.
they lose that Morphling again. And now Lubby presses in. Miracle shows up, gets a killing spree, and they're at 2-2, but there we go. Centaur fires right back, jumps on in. They're able to take down the Tide. Zeus also goes down. Miracle in trouble now, trying to get away from this one. Right click's coming out. Silencer, though, not with enough resources. 4 down.
He's
They
going
could
back
get
in here. He
5.
gets the big bash, gets the kill, and now he's going to come back with the Mask of Madness. BKB up in 14. Not going to go for any more kills here, but that is effectively a team wipe. They got rid of the Aegis. They got 4 kills on top of it. Only 1,000 gold swing for Invasion because that Aegis protects Miracle's massive streak, but still,
Yeah.
that Centaur has a lot of burst, and you can't underestimate him. But again, I just continue to... It's just such a struggle for Kachik. He's up against a Scarlet Mage. Max Ancient Seal, 6-second silence just ruins him in these fights. So he gets the Lincoln Sphere. That will be helpful. It should be done fairly soon, but I still think it's a game where you have to go BKB at some point, because otherwise you just get Chrono Mystic Flare. And the nature of Morphling is generally that you want to be fairly Agimorph, so you can actually threaten,
Yeah.
split push quickly, farm quickly, take towers. But the more Agimorphed you are, obviously the more potent that magic damage is, pound for pound. So
He can't even start a BKB, at least until he finishes this Lincolns, which he's
Oh, yeah,
trying to
he's
do,
gotta
and
finish that now.
it's another step away from getting that Agi, getting that bit of damage that you want, and that's more time for your first Departure course to farm up that much more. I mean, you're looking at the other side. Miracle's already got his own BKB. Mask of Madness, the Maelstrom's already done, and well, he's got about 1,200 gold. And we'll see what he does. And hey, look who's got his Midas. Little silencer there. It took about a little
Dire's
bit of too
middle
long, but
tower is under
eventually
attack.
he's got it here. He's got boots and a glove. That's about it, but all he really needs is to have his ultimate, but they certainly would love him to make a big impact. I mean, Silencer is a hero who does have a high ceiling to work with in Dota, but that's only if you have the farm to back it up.
Centaur wrapping around. Can you go for any sort of solo
Dire's
pick off?
middle
He's too
tower is
tanky. Now they go in the mid lane with the jump in from your Void. Insta kill on the Silencer. Yes, Centaur didn't have his room, but was about to wear off. So not much he can do there. They're going to grab the medallion.
Dire's
But
middle
there's a
tower
long time
is
before
under
this next
Dire's
Roshan.
middle tower has
And I
fallen.
think if your first Departure, you push your advantage here a little bit. No, maybe not. They want to back off and deal with this Morphling.
Moving in from the top, he's at 1,800 gold. Just a few zaps
Dire's
on the way
middle
out
tower
there.
is under
from
attack.
But Zeus alone's able to just kind of quickly clear out this wave, and
They have a lane ward. They might jump on Kachik Imba.
Miracle
Miracle's
Man
got eyes on him.
jump.
Here we go.
Chrono wings out the right, clicks the ice pass there, but he has that BKB, Mystic Flare. It's more than enough to easily take down that Morphling, and now they turn on to Nature's Prophet. Stampede has to be called. They're trying to run away, but Centaur almost barbecue horse meat there in the middle of the Macropyre.
Oh, what a Zeus ult!
Oh, big damage, takes down, wipes house, double kill with that Zeus Souls, and they take down Jakiro. It's 4. Can we get 5? 5-0 first departure.
Hey, be nice to our Skywrath mage. Luca set up that Morphling kill. Come on now,
Dire's middle
Dakota.
tower is under
He's not nothing. But yeah, that. What a Zeus ult. Centaur blinks in. He's mid stomp
Dire's
cast animation.
middle tower
Zeus
has
just
fallen.
like you said, just cooks him. Cuts him down from the sky, and
Dire's
suddenly
middle tower
Miracle has a
is under attack.
6k net worth lead on the
Dire's
enemy
structures
Morphling, and
are
they're going
fortified.
high ground.
Well, you said Europe starts in about a half hour. Looks like first departure might
They
be
wanna
trying to
ki-
do you a favor.
They're trying to help us keep our schedule. Very thoughtful of Miracle and friends, but
It's not going to be that easy to kind of break into the base at this point. Yes, it's huge. 19-9, another very one-sided match, which is a bit unexpected with how this series has already gone. Biggest significant net worth lead for first departure, pushing past the 5K mark. This is the rubber band that can now finally be wound up. We saw a team fight go in the favor of Invasion previously, but you know, it wasn't like first departure had that significant of an advantage at the time, so they didn't really get a lot out of it. But now, if they wanted to, they could. They move
Bottom
on to
to-
Zeus here. Yep, they got the golden presence. They take down that Zeus. They get a little bit of gold from him. Not a whole lot, but one step towards the right direction here for Invasion. It's, you know, it's about 800 gold just for that Zeus alone.
so Miracle went for an eggs, which we often see players will go back for fairly late in the game, but I feel like this is an item that you only get if you get it fast. And the reason is, when your ult's level, well, actually, he's level 18, so scratch that. It only gives you the, I guess it's the 30-second reduction now. It used to be 20, but I believe the cooldown was nerfed from 80 to 90 for level 3. So now he can just go around getting solo kills constantly, and it puts Invasion in such a defensive posture. They're going to go in with Chrono, instantly on an ADTR, not even bothering to use his BKB because the Ice Path is off the mark. He may need it to get out of here. Doesn't have a TP scroll. They're going to try and force it. Stomp is there. Will the backtrack luck be strong with this one? It will be strong enough. Continues to... Oh, thinks about a turn. He's got to time walk the hell away, and he'll escape. So he can just keep on doing that. And yeah, he'll have a 5-second BKB, but he'll still be able to get a kill with that 5-second BKB, and if he plays his cards right, hopefully he can get out as well.
Just a hitman mission where you kind of have to go behind enemy lines just to find that one person.
Yeah,
Hit
it's-
and run.
He's just an
leave.
assassin now, and
Yeah.
it makes it very hard for like the Morphling to split push.
And poor Silencer is like, I got my Midas at least, and it was on cooldown, but
Dude, it covers your ward purchases, that's for sure.
if that's what it leads to, then that's not going to be too promising. Unfortunately for Invasion, is
No, they really
they
need
want
a fat silencer. I mean,
Magnum's refresher.
it
That's
sounds
the dream.
so ridiculous when he's got Tranquil Boots, Midas at 25 minutes, but I honestly think to take this late game, considering that the Morphling isn't farming that well, the Nature's Prophet started with a mech and went back for Midas. Still, it's not like a super farm, super greed Bulldog
never
style
know.
Prophet.
Radiant's
They need a
middle tower
silencer who
is under
has a big
attack.
impact on late game team fights.
Dire's bottom
We did
tower
get his
is under
BKB
attack.
pretty early. It's already down to 7 seconds, so by the time, tomorrow rolls around and Silencer does manage to put together the Agnums and Refresher,
Dire's
he won't have
bottom
much left
tower
of his
has
BKB,
fallen.
and one silence would be enough to just kind of withstand the BKB, but he has a second
Radiant's
one.
middle
Could
tower
be big.
is under
Morphling
attack.
is also finding fantastic farm. He's split pushing up here on
Dire's
the top,
bottom
adding
tower
pressure
is under
constantly on the
attack.
sidelines, and he's managed to throw together after his link into Yasha. So not going to opt for the BKB quite yet. Just wants to get a little bit of the extra agility and move
Dire's
speed,
bottom
and
tower is
well,
under
frankly,
attack.
that little bit of damage that could certainly help out.
Miracle spotted out here by Dire Ward. They're not going to fall for that, but he's trying to go for these pickoffs. Meanwhile, top lane, there's your Insta-Ravage. Kachika, but it does get sound, so he can't replicate, and that's probably why he's going to need a BKB. Maybe he's able to live because he got the strength more buff in time. Zeus ult used a bit late. He'll end up surviving, and Morphling ends up living in the end. Not so lucky as your Jakiro, and perhaps not so lucky as your Nature's Prophet. He TP'd, and he's getting bolted all over the place now. Popping the mech, picking up a regen rune, but quickly Stampede, Anchor Smash. We'll cancel that regen rune, but doesn't amount to much else. In the meantime, Miracle and Lubby still
Yeah.
sticking around top lane. They just do have no idea about this ward, but
First
yeah, finally they're like, oh yeah, they probably have vision because we've been trying for this for a minute and change.
But for the rest of their first departure team to be able to damn near almost take down Morphling without having Miracle involved is a pretty nice thing to be looking at if you're a first departure fan. I mean, they're sitting still very, very strong in this one. Miracle, yeah, of course, very eager to try to make a play happen the opposite side, and maybe investing too much time for it, but still he'll try to get something out of it as he pushes in here from the bottom. Has 2,700 gold here. You already got your
Dire's
Agnums.
bottom
Where do you go
tower
from
is
here? Do
under
you actually
attack.
consider something like a refresher to go for a double Chrono Glory, or Could build in the extra right click, finish up the Mjolnir. Jump
Oh,
forward.
that first hit
Bang,
bash. He's
boom,
still not
second
beat
bash. Boom, give me more. Takes down Silencer, pops his BKB. There's my Chrono. Now he moves forward. He wants Ghost. Gets Ghost. Ice Path not going to do anything against that BKB, but the Hoofstop will, but the damage has already been done. Miracle has already rained terror through and taken down 2.
Did you
on
say
his own.
2600? Because I'm pretty sure it's 3800 now.
It was about 2,700.
Dire's
Now he's got
structures are fortified.
much more.
Every minute he's just collect. Oh, Zeus gets another kill as well.
He's takes down Morphling.
Who
What
was
was he at mid lane?
aggressively farming mid, got silenced by
Radiant's
Skywrath,
top
and
tower
Of course,
is
that
under
amplifies
attack.
the Zeus output and Morphling.
this team should just get a Veil. Then they'll just. This is why I'm saying Morphling needs a BKB. Like, that linkage just doesn't cut it. But the problem is, even if you get that, Void could still just beat the crap out of you in Chrono, so... It's understandable why he's like, I don't know if I want a BKB, not to mention it doesn't solve your mana problems as Morphling, but... I still think he's going to have to go back for one. Maybe not as his next item, perhaps he tries to squeeze in an E-Blade and then go for it, but... Beyond that, yeah, it's tough. But yeah, as the Void, definitely Refresher eventually. I think for now, you go for one more damage item, so... Whether Miracle wants... Butterfly's probably not needed this game. Could just go MKB in case the Morphling wants to go for a Butterfly
so
later
far
on.
ahead, man. He's about to approach the 20k net worth
Or Daedalus,
for
does it?
himself and Morphling 11. Man, oh man. Nabu's
Oh, Mjolnir. Okay, yeah, that's nice, because it preserves an item slot, so... Can pick up this Aegis and drop his Quelling Blade. If he so chooses.
He already has a spot open. Quelling Blade's already on the ground, so that seems to be it.
Roshan
Gets-
has
Didn't deny the
fallen to
Aegis.
the
Good job,
Radiant.
Miracle.
Yeah, that could be one step for Invasion to make a comeback at this point, but outside of that, it's not looking too good. Just to be honest, it's
They've got a lane ward here. I don't know if they saw OK run to the left, though. He's tucked behind those trees. Oh, can First Departure do it? Can they complete this incredible run, Dakota? They're so close now. They're up 10k gold, 20k experience. We didn't invite them to the summit too. They performed
Dire's
abysmally in
middle tower
Star
is
Ladder
under
SEA.
attack.
Went like 3 and 8 or something along those lines, but here they are. Made it into the playoffs, looking to break high ground, looking to take down Invasion. Good swap out from Lubby. Miracle comes lurching back in. He'll go ham against FCFC. Global was used to little avail, and now he'll fall. The BKB gets popped onto OK. Time for another. He chronos both tier 4, so he's absolutely fine. The Prophet joining the fray, and this tier 3 will fall. There's no split push. There's no
Dire's
plan
middle
B.
tower
They're
has
going to have to
fallen.
fight.
Invasion are just watching like their game might be coming to a close here. They jump in, yeah, they get it, but that's just the Aegis. Jump forward though, coming out from Tide. Very nice Ravage, catches on the majority, but Morphling now quickly has to pull out, seeing Miracle come right back from the dead before his eyes, and now they go right onto the racks right here, looking to clear out this first set, their first step towards their trip towards
Dire's
LA.
middle barracks has
Ooh,
fallen.
if they could get an Invasion, unfortunately, digging deep, can they get a defense out? There's nothing to be found. Second rack's gonna go down, and First Departure walk away with the first
Dire's
big
middle
base
barracks.
damage.
And it's the GG item. He is going to go for the Refresher you mentioned, which gives him double BKB. It gives him double Aghanim's Chrono, so you get a total of 2 extra seconds there compared to your non-Aghanim's Chrono. And with that, might just be able to win the game for his team. That's not to mention your double Mjolnir buff. So I don't think you can stack it on a single unit.
He's getting himself in the midst of a Chrono. It's not gonna be a lot hitting him as it is.
No, you just
so
throw that thing on you and then you go to town. But it's
You could throw on your Tide Hunter, and when he jumps in for your Ravage, just
oh, nobody, please, no one's
extra
focusing hot on
flavor.
this game. Are you kidding me? That's the problem for Invasion is they just don't threaten to kill anyone right now. Void's obviously unkillable. Tide Hunter is just too beefy. There's the defensive Venge swap even when they do get a jump. And again, part of it just comes back to the draft. If you pick a Centaur, early on it was stomp into waveform, but Morphling needs to go and farm. Like, he can't be running around with Centaur going for these kills. And now we enter that crucial stage of the game where Miracle is coming with his Refresher, and no mercy will be given. He's looking for the GG right now.
is he just gonna do what he's been doing and just Chrono whoever the hell he wants if he can go for a kill, or do you think he has to prioritize now as far as making sure he's secure, get a
Dire's
hold of
top tower
Morphling?
is under
back to
attack.
back
It's
Chronos,
nice
should
if
be
you get
easy
multiple
takedown,
heroes,
but
but yeah, I think you just Chrono once, kill one, refresh, Chrono again. And generally when you do that first Chrono, they'll like try to help their teammate. It's just kind of your natural reaction, and that's where you catch 2 or 3 heroes in the secondary Chrono.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't
Dire's
think these
top
need to be
tower is
perfect
under
chronos, and
attack.
that's really the scary
Dire's
part
top
for
tower
Invasion.
has fallen.
As long as he doesn't completely airball it, but how's he going to airball it? Unless he goes on Centaur who blinks out, that's just probably not happening. No mercy. Miracle. Eye on the prize. It's been a long and frustrating or difficult day.
Immediately, though,
He's under attack.
he's forced out from danger. Got very, very low. Steps back, does his
Oh,
pro,
no!
catches 3 very nicely, takes down 1. They take down 2. He goes on 3. The 3 hits the deck. He wants 4. Jumps towards the time walk.
Oh, he didn't BKB though?
He got slow. The ice path is there, but he still finishes it. There's your Ravage follow-up. Triple kill from him. Double kill for Luca. There's your good game call.
GG!
They couldn't do it. It's First Departure who make the comeback. All the way through.
Unbelievable!
Dire's
They're
top
coming to LA. They're coming to the Summit Land Finals. They will compete here with EG, the Europe champions, the champions of China, and the champions of America, as well as our redemption team for 200. I think it's like 84, $5,000, and rising. Trip paid for. What an opportunity! It might be the biggest LAN that a team besides Orange has attended from Southeast Asia.
It's a crazy story. I mean, this is something you make a
Jeez.
documentary about.
Well,
later
outside
on,
of
just looking
TI4,
back.
where of course you had Southeast Asia representation there,
But I mean, you're looking and like First Departure, they just like crept their way even from the play. I mean, they weren't even in the tournament to begin with. They get in. They have a bit of a slow start. I think they even sported a 0-2 record. They come all the way through. They manage to sneak their way into the playoffs, sporting a 7-4 record, which just gets them in. Then they get into the playoffs. They're stuck against Team Malaysia. Ugh, it's over. Team Malaysia are gonna go. No, they 2-0 Malaysia, kick them down. They get knocked down from Invasion.
Invasion wrecked them 2-0.
Destroyed
Really
them.
easy wins. Like, wasn't even close.
And we have Team Malaysia looking to get redemption. They face off again against First Departure. First Departure, still not a problem. Take out Malaysia. I mean, you could argue that maybe Malaysia were not on their game. Mushi was on their game. They had a stand-in. Things weren't quite there, but still, it's First Departure who come out huge in this one when they take the best of 5 over Invasion, which Invasion still looked good in the first 2 games, but
Invasion are going to be kicking themselves about that game 3. That one fight bottom, got the lane of Rex, stuck around, tried to kill off Miracle, but it's a miracle. They've done it. This guy just pulls it out of his ass, out of a hat, whatever you want to call it. It's in his blood. Miracle just is. He has a way of just coming back in games where he's no business coming back and closing them out. Can he do it against the creme de la creme of the West and
I
the rest of
don't
the world?
know.
We'll find out.
we will.
We'll
We'll get to
find
meet
out.
him firsthand. We'll get to see the man, the myth, the legend, the miracle.
God's
Here at the
claims he's
house.
very shy, but we're going to make him talk.
Make him blossom like the flower he is, apparently.
Well, he's certainly a flower in game. Now we've got to make him a flower out of game. But that's a project for us for another day, and my day's only beginning, man.
Yeah, I'm condolences to you. So I better wrap things up here so you get at least a small window of time to prep. You're going to be moving on forward because we got big games coming, even bigger games. The European, we're going to go Cloud9 versus Secret, a best of 5 there to see which of those 2 teams will be able to make it through to the summit. But we're all done as far as C goes. Congratulations once again to First Departure for getting it done here at the Summit 2 by G2A.com. I don't know, man. Any last words before I go to the sellout mode?
Nice!
All right, so with that said, catch me on my Twitter at CoddleGuy. Catch LD, of course, on LD Dota. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm ready to go ahead and hit the sack. LD, best of luck
Coffee.
with your journey.
I've
You
got my
now
coffee ready.
Get to hop into the main seat and take it over from here.
Oh god, I'm doing the camera work after the 8 games. This is gonna be fun. Don't blame me, guys. I'll do my best. But yeah, we'll be back soon.
Absolutely. Take care, everyone. Thanks for your support. We made it all the way. Enjoy the rest of your Dota day.